New details in the Texas school massacre. More victims are being laid to rest today, including 10-year-old Jose Flores, teacher Irma Garcia, and her husband Joe, who died of a heart attack just 2 days after the shooting. They'd both leave behind 4 children. Community members gathered yesterday for the funeral services for 10-year-olds Amarillo Garza and Maite Rodriguez on what would have marked their first day of summer vacation. Now law enforcement is walking back an earlier claim about how the gunman was able to enter the school. ABC's Marcus Moore has the latest from Uvalde.
New questions about how the gunman got into Robb Elementary School and carried out his deadly rampage. Authorities changing their story on Friday, saying that a teacher left a door propped open, allowing the gunman to enter.
The teacher runs to the room 132 to retrieve a phone, and that same teacher walks back to the exit door, and door remains propped open.
The teacher's lawyer telling the San Antonio Express News she had propped the door open to get food from her car. She saw the gunman crash his truck, ran back into the classroom to get her phone and dial 911, and then closed the door shut after realizing the gunman was heading toward the school. Her lawyer saying, quote, she thought the door would lock because the door is always supposed to be locked. Now, the Texas Department of Public Safety walking back their earlier comments and confirming the teacher's story as law enforcement studies these images appearing to show the gunman walking right into the building.
Guy with a rifle.
Video obtained by ABC News raising questions about law enforcement's response as investigators piece together each moment of that 77-minute rampage. At 11:33 a.m., the gunman entering through that door, making his way into 2 connected classrooms, immediately firing more than 100 rounds. One of those classrooms seen here in a photo the school posted on Facebook in April. By 11:35, officers entered the school through the same entrance and took fire, but did not breach the classroom or take the gunman down. Police are seen rescuing children after breaking a window.
More kids running out. They're breaking windows.
Parents outside urging officers to go in and save the others.
You know that they're kids, right? They're little kids. They don't know how to defend themselves.
Sources telling ABC News the carnage only ended when Border Protection agents decided to use a custodian's key to breach the door and kill the gunman at 12:50 p.m. Outside the school, a race to find the wounded. What sounds like radio dispatch capturing one of the victims talking to police.
Let me see. Are you in there?
They shot a kid? A girl got shot, a kid.
Uvalde School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo, who is facing criticism for making the decision to wait for more resources rather than confront the gunman, sworn in as a city council member after the ceremony was delayed by several hours. ABC News learning Arredondo has not yet responded to a request for a follow-up interview with Texas Rangers investigating the shooting response. 19 students and 2 teachers losing their lives in the massacre. 10-year-old Amarillo Garza and 10-year-old Maite Rodriguez, the first to be laid to rest.
She was going to be something. She was going to be something very, very special.
And Marcus Moore joins me live now from Uvalde. Marcus, the Texas Department of Public Safety says the Uvalde School District Police Chief has not responded to a request for a follow-up interview, and yet he was just sworn in as a new council member there. What's the latest on the investigation into the law enforcement response?
Well, Diane, there are a couple of investigations that are underway right now. One of them is being conducted by the Department of Public Safety, and that is the one where we understand that the district police chief initially did provide an interview, an initial statement about what happened here. He was the commanding officer during the response to the shooting, but as you just mentioned, according to the DPS, they put in a request for a follow-up interview a couple of days ago, and they have not heard a response. But the investigation does continue, and is certainly an important one. And in addition to the DPS probe or investigation into what happened here, you know, the Department of Justice is also doing a review of the law enforcement response. So a couple of investigations happening as this community continues to try to heal. Diane.
And Marcus, authorities have had to correct the timeline of events multiple times now. And now we're seeing a teacher going so far as to hire a lawyer to correct the record again, saying she did not leave that door propped open. So how are people there reacting to all these changes in the story?
Yeah, Diane, it's had so many twists and turns, right? People were already frustrated, as you know, by what happened, the questions and the criticism that has already come up regarding why it took 77 minutes for police to finally breach that door. And so you compound that frustration with the fact that details of what happened here seem to be changing. It seems that what is true one day is false the next. And so it only adds to the frustration and really to the hurt that a lot of people are feeling here. The bottom line, Diane, is people want to know the truth. They want to know how this happened and who is accountable. And no, it will not bring any of these children back or their teachers, but it will certainly help provide the answers and perhaps give them some ability to cope and move forward from this and hope that this doesn't happen again, Diane.
Now, the Girl Scouts are honoring 10-year-old victim Amarie Jo Garza for trying to save the lives of her classmates. What can you tell us about that part of the story?
Yeah, it's truly heartbreaking. Amarie Jo called 911 from the classroom to try to get help for herself and for her classmates and her friends. And she was shot and killed after making that phone call. And so the Girl Scouts have awarded her posthumously with the Bronze Cross, which is given to someone who sacrifices their own life. They put the lives of others ahead of their own to help. And that's what she did. And it's one of the highest honors from the Girl Scouts. And it's one example of how people, not only here in Uvalde, but in the surrounding region, have been trying to do something to honor the young lives that have been lost. And Diane, it's the reason why we see all of the flowers, the pictures, and the candles on the front lawn of the school here, as people come to pay their respects and to honor the young lives lost.
All right, Marcus Moore in Uvalde, Texas. Marcus, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.